He might have brought it out and said, hey, the stuff's all real. That would have been hilarious. And it would have been a disaster for, say, places like America that say, hey, these things don't exist.
So you think that America's been going to wars and been giving people official reasons as to why they're going, but there's always other reasons that we don't know about as to why they're there. Now it's like supercomputers. These days it's like the supercomputer black cubes and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's always more than one reason that people go to war. It's almost never for just humanitarian reasons.
So everybody thought that the war in Iraq was to eliminate weapons of mass destruction, when in reality it was to also go get
ancient technology that actually could qualify as weapons of mass destruction, you could say, but they couldn't exactly tell you about what weapons they were going after.
And they discovered things like Stargates and energy portals that could open up wormholes and stuff.
Yeah, as well as the Tomb of Gilgamesh.
The Tomb of Gilgamesh. Holy shit.
That's one of the other reasons they went. I mean, with the Euphrates drying up, you see, the Tomb of Gilgamesh is actually told exactly where it's at in the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yeah, no, I read the Epic of Gilgamesh in college.
They found it, opened it up, and they sent out misinformation also to try to confuse it, to make people think it was a different tomb, just to keep people from saying, oh, yeah, that's just bullshit. I see, it was some other guy. And, well, in truth, I believe it was the Tomb of Gilgamesh that they discovered during that time. But they said they found it, but they didn't excavate. Bullshit.
Yeah, but they also went there to like screw over the country for oil, other natural resources.
That might be the information.
I mean, Cheney was like, yeah, but we all know that like Dick Cheney was a total war criminal, and Rumsfeld and all of them really did cook up a strategy, whatever other reason it might have been, but it was ultimately to get Halliburton rich and all the oil contractors, the defense contractors.
Of course, there's always business.
Northrop Grumman made a fortune, but Lockheed Martin made a fortune.
They're part of the people breaking down the ancient technology.
Oh, Lockheed Martin?
Yeah.
That does not surprise me at all.
They're one of the companies reverse engineering stuff.
So you're saying Lockheed Martin is the one that has access to ancient technology and they're reverse engineering it.
There are multiple entities all doing that.
And they're residing under what?
One of them.
These are contractors for DARPA, right?
And they're also contractors on Area 51.
Area 51 is always a hot topic for people.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people that post about wanting to storm Area 51.
It's been a funny joke.
It's a funny joke, but like literally people want to know what's under there, and I bet you're going to go under there and you're going to run into 7-foot tall white Dracos.
Good chance. A very good chance actually. But you won't even really know them.
Or you'll run into the short grays.
Very much. Those are the ones I don't think they can change their form as easily. But the as far as the Dracos and the talls and all that, they can project an image. You'll think it's just another guy. You won't even be able to see him.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be walking around with you talking probably, and you'll never know.
Oh, so they'll be passive and they won't like shoot you with the laser beam and leave a hole behind you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you really want to know what the Nordics look like, all you pretty much have to do is think of an actual Norwegian. And I mean a 7-foot something tall Norwegian who looks like a wrestler with the WWE.
Yeah, and then that takes me back in my mind to New Schwabia. If you Google New Schwabian land or New Schwabia, Antarctica, it still has the swastika symbol on the flag. And it's accessible on Google Web.
It's also it's an actual base.
And it's a base where they have created this master race of Aryans that have been perfected the way Hitler wanted them to. We've discussed that before.
Well,
And then there was also Operation High Jump with Admiral Byrd.
Yeah, where
and
they
again,
got
he
their
got his
butt
ass
kicked.
kicked by a bunch of short grays and tall whites.
Oh yeah, definitely the tall. Not so much the tall white, but the Nordics. Because the Nordic is the look that Hitler was going for.
And this all comes from the Scherf bloodline, right? And you know George Bush is related to Hitler, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But
It traces back to what is known as the Scherf bloodline.
Well, he's also related directly to the Queen of England, the ex-Queen of England.
The ex-Queen of England, so Queen Elizabeth the First or the Second.
Oh, well, I don't know, directly to the one that just passed.
The one that they said passed, but really got killed. A lot of people are theorizing that she was taken out a long time ago, and they were waiting for the right time to release the news of her death, and it had happened about 1 or 2 years prior.
That's very possible. I know there were several women who were exact lookalikes for her to begin with. I saw them myself. I saw them impersonating her as, in entertainment. And they looked so much like her, you almost could not tell any difference. So they probably used one of those women who was a professional impersonator.
Doppelgangers.
Yeah, exactly, as the queen.
So a lot of people are getting onto the doppelganger theory. I definitely think that there's a lot of truth behind it.
They say we have 21 in this world.
Yeah, so there's doppelgangers for politicians that don't actually want to make appearances at various venues and stuff, so they'll use a doppelganger.
Yep.
And, there's like these celebrities that are now coming out about cloning centers in Hollywood. They take the next celebrity that they think is best, and they'll just basically copy and paste you into the next generation and just basically rebrand what you originally were, and then get rid of you and then use the doppelganger.
That's a very good way of doing it, if you're going to do such a thing. Well, it's like right now, there's another spot that I'm thinking about also that could be a storage place for some body that may actually just, maybe a very interesting body at that. See, one of the things that Thoth talked about, to be specific, that within the pyramid there was a resurrection chamber, and it wasn't just the grand gallery or the king's chamber. That there's a hidden room that possesses basically anybody seen the movie Stargate will know exactly what I'm talking about, where the god would lay down and it would always heal their body, keep them young, and they would live on forever. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's literally a chamber. It's a rejuvenation chamber, I guess you could say it. And I think it got somebody in cold storage.
Yeah, and nowadays people, especially the elites, are using what they call in the movies Soylent Green, which is really adrenochrome, which is it's really adrenalized infant blood. And now Hollywood is openly saying that that's the secret to retaining your original youth. And now that's the huge problem, because this could go back to the Dracos, because there's a certain race of these Draco hybrid reptilians that feed off of the human race's blood.
Well,
so that's going to be the next big disclosure that people aren't going to be ready for.
Well,
but that one is like even hard for me to accept.
Well, I do have some specific medical information that anyone that's listening to this can Google. The scientists a while back found out giving the blood of a teenager to an old person would automatically start to rejuvenate that older person